So you join me today with the new 2026 T-Roc, and I'm going to answer the question, should you buy a 2026 T-Roc? This one's here in canary yellow. Got some amazing sort of like B-roll and bits that I'll kind of share you around the car, so it'll look a lot better than in this car park. This car is in canary yellow, and it's the Life model, so it's the entry level model. And I've just been driving around in this car for a couple of hours, and we're going to go for a point of view. I'm going to see all the features, all the new features from the new T-Roc. Yeah, go for it. So this is the 1.5 eTSI. This car has 150 PS and it's in canary yellow. That's pretty much most of it. It's on the 17-inch alloy wheels, and we've got all the details kind of shown there. As part of the Life model, you don't get gloss black sort of parts, you get that on the R line. This is a Volkswagen UK kind of press car, and I mean, it's subjective with the looks, and I've got B-roll and stuff which I'll share when I'm on the point of view because it looks super cool. Yeah, there's a slightly lower powered version of this. This is the 150 PS. I'd recommend the 150 PS, but for me, having recently, not too long ago, driven the previous T-Roc, this feels like a no-brainer. Like this is a whole redesign kind of car. And while we're at the back, I'll share with you just inside. Now, being the Life model, you don't get sort of like the tailgate and all this kind of stuff, but check out the size of this. Really big size. And underneath, you've got a chasm amount of space. It's crazy. Obviously, everything folding, super practical and super cool. And yeah. Canary yellow, I'll be honest, the 1.5 eTSI, so it's a mild hybrid engine, get it with the canary yellow and you're done. With R-line models, you get slightly lowered suspension, so you can see this is quite raised. It's more plasticky, so you don't get sort of like the gloss black. You still get diamond cut wheels and decent sized disc brakes sort of shown there. If we show in the back, because I haven't been back here yet, it is really nice, and I actually really like the cloth kind of seats. You know, like I said, a couple of hours kind of driving in this and a bit of tint on the window. It's nice. It's a nice place to be. Plenty of little leg room. A car which is designed for families and designed for kind of everyone. A nice white roof. You can just about see a little bit in there. But yeah, a super kind of practical car. Center armrest, all of that. I'm quite curious about the other models that are soon to come. I know there's going to be an R, that's my understanding, but let's see. They're also reintroducing new 1.5 full hybrid type models. So this is almost like a run out of this TFSI engine, the 1.5 with the mild hybrid, 48 volt mild hybrid. So it's a little bit different in that sense. But yeah, I love the canary yellow, particularly on a gorgeous day like today. We are in Woburn, Milton Keynes, and if we check it out, what I've been super impressed with is the buttons. But check this, to actually open the car, you pull that. So when I was sitting there, I was like, oh, how do you open it? Yeah, you use that. Big buttons like lock and unlock, physical buttons all around. They've got rid of all touch sensitive controls. Seat's super comfortable, and there's been loads of sort of like ergonomic stuff which I've really been impressed with. And I'm not just saying that because I've been, you know, granted the opportunity to drive this car for the day. It's really impressed me the hours that I've been driving, and I've been impressed. So you're back with physical buttons now, because that's what the consumer wants. That's what you guys want. Well, you got it. You got it in the new T-Roc. Nice and flush, very nice design. And something really quirky. There's little like, they call them secret sauce. So little designs around the car. Like, can you see how they've got like a little man there and a woman swimming? I don't know if it's going to come up well on camera. But that's sort of designed to sort of show the swim lanes, because that's what it looks like in the factory. They've also got like a little car sort of shown as well. So it's like, yeah, there's little quirky parts. Even being the Life model, so the entry level model, the plastics and the feel better. I'm a very touch and feely type person. And this is what it's like when you guys are living in this car. It's just nice. Unlock, lock, electric mirrors, you know, easy buttons, very similar to my Mark 7, very nice to touch, that's all I can say. Very nice materials for the entry kind of level. And even in here, it's got bits so that your water bottle and stuff doesn't shake around and doesn't rattle. And I haven't heard any rattles since I've kind of been in here, so that's good. Seats are nice. Another cool part is that you've got this center armrest, which obviously you can open out and extend. When you're extending and you're sort of like on a drive, like on a motorway, which I've been, you're sort of resting your hand like that. And what I found is that's perfect touching point to this little dial. And this little dial you can use to essentially change the driving modes. And you can also change the volume. And it's just sort of all easy in there, start, stop button as well. But on top of that, look at that. You know how sometimes there's like a divide between this armrest and that? But check that out, no divides, you get a lot more space. You can just chuck stuff in there. So I've got a key for my Golf R, my phone, and yeah, it's just a lot more easy storage sort of space. You can option this car with a panoramic roof, which would be great today. Got the glove box, decent size, nice materials. And bear in mind, this isn't even the R-Line. So that's pretty cool. But as we're obviously in here, if I pop my foot on the brake and just start the engine, which is just from there, this is what you'll get if you get the new 2026 T-Roc. They've sort of introduced, they've got the larger screen here, but what they've also got is this screen. Yeah, and the engine's really nice actually. It's really nice and smooth, obviously 4-cylinder engine. And you've got the modes, but you get the nice dash there, and if you press view, you can scroll between the modes. I've been 48.2 miles per gallon, I think you can just about see there. And it hasn't been binging and bonging too much either, which is quite nice, just gonna say. Cruise controls worked really, really well. It's been nice on that front. And then you've got the larger display, but it's been quite easy to navigate. And obviously you've got your modes, you've got your navigation, which is where we are at the moment, some of your favourites that you can enter. So general Golf, Volkswagen group type affair. Now you can option more options in your T-Roc. If you go for the R-Line, you go for DCC, there's lots of different things that you can kind of go for. But particularly in this car, it's kind of basic, and I'm quite happy to kind of share that, because to be honest with you, if you want to obviously save on money, get the Life and just get it in canary yellow. That's my kind of thought. So the modes will essentially change from eco, sport and comfort and individual. What that will do is it will change the steering weighting, it will change the accelerator pedal, in terms of like it will make it softer if it's in eco and comfort, and if it's in sport it'll be firmer and more responsive. The engine kicks down a lot more. You've got paddles as well to use, and then you've got individual mode where you can essentially customize in between all of that. So you've got your driving dynamics you can play around with beforehand. Comfort's been nice. Again, no adaptive suspension, but because there's such a gap, and I might have shown you with the suspension, particularly compared to the R-Line models, and they were all parked next to each other because there's a couple of other journos sort of driving the car. This car sits higher and has a lot more give, and driving over UK roads, this has felt really, really comfortable, yet still fun to drive, really kind of dynamic, really, really nice. But as you can see what I was talking about here, this just simple little dial, and I've got everything on mute at the moment, but if you just literally tap it like that, you then get that straight away. So can you imagine if you're driving and on the move and you want to access the screen, let's turn it off for a second, rather than going up and sort of trying to find where everything is, if I have it in somewhere different, you've got shortcuts there. What you can do is you can just drive around, press that once, and then you get it up, and then you can sort of then straight away go into eco. I would have quite liked it if you press it, and then if you press it again, actually, oh yeah, that's cool. And then you can also obviously scroll through there to get it, and whilst changing the, which I've just found as well. Oh wow, even stuff that I'm finding out. So the different atmospheres, energetic, so it changes the colours all across the dash, minimal. I love that. Joy, I mean, who doesn't like joy, hey? I mean, it's a good, joyous place to be in. Let's leave it in joy. So really, really nice. And at the back as well, so you've got no sort of like auto gearbox here. It's all done here. So you just twist and turn. So you twist right to get into drive, twist it again to get into sport, twist it back to get it into reverse, and press the side to hit it into park. Really simple. The first time I've stepped into this car, and I'm like, yeah, it works really, really nicely. And it seems to be really, really just well incorporated in design. Not like why would you need such a huge space there on the dash? So it's actually really good, and it feels really spacious in here. I would like that pan roof. But what we'll do, we'll go on a point of view drive around here, and then once we've done, I'll talk about the car and bits. I suppose actually while I am here, I'll tell you the exact specifications of the car that I'm in, because there's lots of different models, lots of different sort of price mates. I say lots of different models. It's actually kept quite simple by Volkswagen, which is nice. And well, I think it's nice. I really, really do. And I'll share some B-roll as I'm kind of talking to you to kind of go through it. But essentially, the starting price of this particular car, basic on the road, is 33,700. This particular car, with all its options in life mode, is £37,660. And the reason why it costs that much is because the canary yellow black with black door mirror housing is £435. That's interesting because it's got black door mirror housing, so it's gloss black, but the rest of the car around it isn't gloss black, so it doesn't really match the R-Line stuff. Free zone climate control is £410. Ambient lighting pack with 30 colours is £425. I would have quite liked that to have been thrown in. I mean, it looks like it's all that, which is great, but it's surely a software thing, so I'm curious about that. Technology pack, keyless locking is £785. LED plus headlights with illuminated logo is £1,235. Winter pack is £410, which is heated front seats, leather wrapped multifunction steering wheel, heated with shift paddles, and the rear privacy glass, which you may have noticed in the rear, was £260. If it was me speccing this, well, I'd probably go for an R-Line. Yeah, canary yellow black, definitely, and the rear privacy glass is nice, but keep the spec low in your life. Your 1.5 eTSI, 150 PS, 7-speed DSG, they're all DSG, there's no manuals anymore in this car, and that's essentially the spec. And I'm very excited, and sort of to come into like, should you buy it? Because I really do feel this could be the car for everything. Obviously, taller than a Golf, more space, and very simple. Mild hybrid, so you can get reasonably decent economy. I mean, obviously I'm sitting here at the moment, it's getting up to 48 mpg. It's pretty good. Quiet, nice on the motorway, nice driving around. But let's go for that point of view drive, and I'll share with you more with my first kind of impressions. Well, yeah, to give you an understanding, should you buy this car? Should you put your money into it, your 30+ thousand pounds, and go from there? So, point of view time in the T-Roc. Yes, I'm super excited to kind of share this with you, and actually I was really impressed with certainly the time that I've spent with it so far. So, you're in your new T-Roc, your 2026 T-Roc, you've just spent your money, your hard-earned cash on the car, and you're like, I'm on my way, what do? Foot on the brake, press the start-stop button. Buttons feel really good, high quality actually. Less bings and bongs on the road than I've experienced in previous sort of like newer 2026 models. So that's, I feel, is good. For now, we'll leave it in comfort. We've got all those settings, and to basically, you've just got to twist the side here. What I'll do is I'll slightly turn down the aircon a little bit, stick it into drive. But because it's a T-Roc, over like little gravelly bits like this, it's actually really, really good. I hope it's all okay for you on the point of view. I'm doing my best. So far, yeah, spending a bit of time in this car, I really like it. And I really like the Life model, which surprised me. I really like it because the wheels are smaller and the suspension travels so much more. So you don't actually need something like dynamic chassis control. You've got everything you kind of need in this. I would definitely option the canary yellow. I know we've got a beautiful, gorgeous day today, and it's absolutely super duper fantastic and wonderful. And not every day is like that, but it's cool. And for £495, I think it's an option worth going for. And this is the entry-level car too. So that's really, really exciting to sort of see. And as you can see, kind of driving over here, you've got bumpy roads, there's slow speeds. We're around some just amazing sort of set in comfort mode. The rattles you can hear is from the key. I sort of struggled to work out where to put the key. I think like, that's one of those things where I guess you've just got to kind of work out as you're kind of going along. The downsides of not having normal keys to plug in makes it difficult. I found on the motorway, actually, the car was like super smooth and super easy to drive, and actually quite like how I've changed the ambience to joy. So you've got sort of like the pinky purple colour, because it's a happy car. And I just really like the big sort of chunkiness of certain parts, but it's a big step up for me than the previous generation T-Roc. Really, really is. I think normally I'm one of those people who's like, oh, when the new model comes out, you can get a good deal on the old model. But with this, yeah, because that old version T-Roc was kind of based on the Mark 7 Golf in some ways, and they kept on doing like little facelifty bits. But this is a whole new design. It really, really feels high class. And I mean, we've got an amazing day. I don't know how the camera is going to reflect all this sun, but regardless, you know, we've got B-roll of I'll probably end up showing you the B-roll of the R-Line model, which obviously just adds a slightly lower sort of suspension. It's got sort of the bigger wheels, and I've been told by VW's product manager this morning that you can option 20-inch wheels for the first time. So that's really new, and yeah, kind of a bit of a unique thing in this kind of class of car. Brakes have felt good for this. I'm gonna go super slow past the lorry. Scary, but we made it. Wheel feels really, really good. I think actually it's quite interesting optioning the Life model with the canary yellow with the black door mirrors, because you get the gloss black door mirrors which you can see all the time. So when you're actually the driver, the Life model kind of works. I found it really comfortable yet still dynamic to drive, which did sort of surprise me a little bit. It sort of has this coast function where it will deactivate to 2-cylinder mode, obviously to save on fuel, and it's a 50-litre tank. Now, the interesting part that they discussed to me this morning in sort of like our briefing before taking this car out, they said that they're introducing the new 1.5 hybrids, and that seems to be like their new technology, whereas this is obviously sort of the previous 1.5 TFSI or eTSI with the mild hybrid. So they're going to phase this out a little bit, this being 150 PS, but the new one that they're going to bring out, the newer engine, has up to 170 PS, which will obviously give it a bit more traction. This car has front wheel drive. You can, in the future, in 2027, get the full-on R with 333 horsepower and 4Motion. I don't know if there's any other sort of 4Motion car coming, but we're going to take it on a little bit of twisty roads. Obviously these sort of like mini SUVs are still quite practical in terms of just like going over the bumps and stuff, as you can kind of see around here, because it's like, but it still has the benefits of sort of being small and easy to park and easy to park up. I've got the reversing camera and bits, all the assists that you could kind of ever want to go for, but we've had a lot of comfort. As I kind of said to you before, in terms of touching that button, you can just scroll between. Well, you can change the audio there as well. If you bang it onto there, pull it into sport, and straight away it'll kind of kick down a little bit. You've got paddles to use too in your T-Roc. And it picks up really nicely. Really nicely. And I do love how it coasts in neutral as well, which is cool. I mean, the UK, just to be completely blunt, I mean, it's like going through literally just through craters all the time. That is just what it's going to be. And I'm not going to lie, with those bigger wheels and the lowered suspension, it looks great. They look great. But for day to day, just go for this. And if you're thinking you can get away with having dynamic chassis control on those cars, the truth is you've still got 19-inch wheels. And the truth is it's still lower. So even with a chassis control option, you're not going to get there. I mean, you could option the chassis control on these 17-inch wheels, I believe. There's a big gap. So for looks wise, I definitely prefer the R-Line, but for everything else, this is the car. That's why it's called the Life. That's what it's all about. And it really is just nice and smooth, because trotting around in sort of like a tight lane like this, you know, I'm in a decently priced brand new 2026 car. I'm not nervous. I feel relaxed in it. And I know these roads, they are not comfortable. It's got like a nice big chunky indicator stalk. I think I kind of probably prefer the other one, but it certainly feels heartwarming and robust. Turning circle is good. The wheel is good. Yeah, I'm happy. If you're, get involved in the comments as well. What would you consider instead of this potentially? The T-Roc for me is more of a family car, and it does have those benefits with a higher driving position. You do just feel a little bit more comfortable on the road. I personally do as well, particularly even more so stepping into a new car. And with the white sort of roof on the top, it's cool. It also has a gloss black roof, again at the top, with the gloss black door mirrors, which again kind of makes it confusing while the other side is kind of scratchy plastics. A little bit of a shame there. Now, I've mentioned the prices of what this started from. Obviously, a lot of people get these cars on PCP and all these kind of bits. That's where you've got to look for. And it kind of makes me think, oh yeah, go for the Life. There's a whole host of colours. I'd be opting for this. I think it's really quirky. And if you've got kids and things, I mean, I think it can make them smile too. But we have got some nice roads that we're going to go on, some 60-mile-an-hour roads. Yeah, we can check them out. But as you can see, I'm kind of navigating this tight area. I don't feel like scared that I'm like, oh no, this car's too big to kind of get around. It's not a big car. You know, there's an Audi A1 there, and it's like, yeah, this is nice. And this is nice and easy to kind of use around here. Yeah, and it's good roads. I mean, you can see the potholes. But what we'll do is imagine, you know, just in sport mode, cruising around, hit a national speed limit, put your foot down, kicks down. There we go, up to speed. And obviously, I'm not going to go too fast because, well, the truth is, yeah, it's a tight and twisty road. Now, it's saying the speed limit here is 30, but we've just passed the national speed limit sign. That is one of the big shames. And actually, my plan was to take this car to Caffeine and Machine up in the hill because it's not too far away from Milton Keynes. But it didn't recognise in the sat nav that there was so many roadworks. They're building like the HS2 train tunnel-y thing. In fairness, that came up on my Google phone on maps anyway, so I don't think it's specific to this car, but a bit of a potential letdown. Yeah, it's, again, if you're into your driving, what surprised me about this Life is that it doesn't roll too much. Whereas before you'd kind of think, oh, I'll get the R-Line just to make it that little bit more like dynamic. But actually, in the UK, the Life works. I never really ever thought I'd recommend going for an entry level. And at first, when I kind of picked this car up, I was like, oh, it's not an R-Line, it hasn't got all the goodies, hasn't got all of this. But actually, I'm really happy that I get to share this with you because it's a very, very accomplished car. There is nothing basic about it. It feels really, really nice to drive. Really smooth. In sport mode, it feels sporty. Again, it's binging at me saying it's 30, but it's not. We've seen the signs. We've got a 30 coming up. Yeah, and I mean, I'm super going to be curious to know what the full-on R is going to be like on this sort of platform, because this one feels really, really nice, really, really nice. And as we slow down into a 30, what I'll do is I'll share with you the navigation as well, so you can just see it on the screen, what it looks like, just with the map open. There we go. I found it like, I'd rather just use it on this new little sort of like, it's like a rectangle dash. You could almost just get everything off that. You wouldn't even really need this big screen. I like how you've got that sort of multifunctional sort of ability down there, and it feels good to use. I'm a touchy-feely kind of person. I can tell you what this is like. It feels good to me. It feels really, really good. And ultimately, it's subjective whether or not, you know, it will work for you in your day-to-day life, and it will work for you in price. But if you want to get the new 2026 T-Roc and you're thinking, oh, I can't afford all these options, oh, I can't afford the R-Line, you know, I can, you know, to be sitting in a Life, in a Life model and sharing it with you, I can genuinely say it's been a really pleasant car to be in. But this is foot down. Yeah. Brakes have felt really nice too. Road noise has been good, perhaps. Maybe it's because the tyres are slightly smaller, perhaps. But we've got plenty of twisty roads along here, which I do want to share with you. So let's do it. I mean, we could be in paradise here. I don't know how it comes up on the point of view, because sometimes the glare, it can kind of look like it's all artificial, but no, it is genuinely this sunny. I'm filming this just before, well, I'm filming this in May 2026, just before the bank holiday weekend. Let me know what you think about wind noise. I've got the mic just below me, so it's closer to my mouth. I found it okay. I will have to say, there was sort of like an open stretch when I was at 70, and it was quite open. We've had some ridiculously windy sort of scenarios, and I could hear a bit of the wind noise, but most of the time it felt quite well insulated. Yeah, I just love driving. And Volkswagen really seem to be getting their DNA back. That's what it feels like to me. Andreas Mint and his team have spent a lot of time designing it, and it feels like they're taking back to what their like heritage is and the people that actually work behind these cars and actually putting them into the final product. Like, I was sitting in this car before and I was like, why did, you know, I'll be honest, why didn't they do this before? You know, some of the models have perhaps been, you know, the haptic buttons haven't gone down well. That's why they've changed it. You know, consumers haven't liked it. You know, things just haven't been where I suppose I've even expected Volkswagen's high heights. And they've introduced sort of like other new models sort of coming in. It does seem like a bit of a, I'm going to say the word revolution of something which, you know, not forgetting about their history and really implementing it into a 2026 car. I drove the old model T-Roc, as that guy looked like he was going to drive into me, T-Roc R. And okay, I appreciate different suspension, different engine, but it was very out of date, like very out of date. And you could buy that car right up to 2024, 2025. Yeah, I wouldn't be, if I was looking at a deal, I wouldn't be looking to get the old one. I'd be looking to get this new model. And I personally really like the design. You know, having a good look round it, it looks proper snazzy, really, really nice, but that is subjective. And if you want this to be used for whatever you want to do, I don't really know the compromise, particularly if you've got a young family. You know, if you have 6 foot adults, you know, I'm 5'11", I felt okay in the back. You know, this is kind of like sits middle of like VW's sort of range of SUVs and different types of cars. And it's quite nice. It kind of incorporates, you know, I've driven this mild hybrid before. I drove it in an Audi A3, and it's basically the same sort of one. You know, if it ain't broke, don't fix it kind of thing. It's a synonymous to kind of use. And I'm going to keep the camera rolling because I'm going to do a turn in the road here, because I want to share with you a bit of like what it's like to reverse and how to use kind of like the paddles, because, you know, if you're going to get this car, what's it going to be like to drive, particularly in the UK? I probably could turn this on its own, but just for the sake, wow, it has got a strong turning circle. You literally just flick that down to reverse. You got the reversing camera and you're in. And it's very, very simple. There is no manual option. It's this 7-speed DSG only. Flick it back into drive and you're away. The camera, resolution-wise, I don't know if it could be a little better, but, you know, I'm not massively complaining. There's a lot of it that still seems very similar to my Mark 7 Golf. So, yeah, I feel very much like I'm not like missing out, if that makes sense. I'm not like missing out from what I had before, because I really did like, well, I love my Golf, that's why I've had it for 9 years. It does feel like they're getting back into something, it really does. And you've obviously got the different modes. I say obviously, as if you would know, eco, comfort, sport, but it's really just a bit of the steering weighting and stuff. I quite like how the atmospheres can change. We can change it to energetic or minimal. I don't like how that's potentially a charged option. Lounge. Purple looks cool. Click it again. And it stays like that. That's interesting. Yeah, that is interesting. We're into sport mode. And it's like 3, 2, 1, put your foot flat. Put it this way, I haven't felt like it's lacking any poke. You know, this car weighs just under 1,500 kilos when I checked it on the stats sheet. But it doesn't feel heavy. Actually, the steering makes it feel really comfortable to drive. And I was really impressed with the turning circle there. Really, really impressed. Yeah, it's been a good drive, me spending some time with it, and actually I'm quite grateful I've got the full day with it to sort of spend, and obviously to share it with you, my kind of impressions of the car, and hopefully like the B-rolls looks nice. Obviously it's from the press team, and we've got a lovely day to kind of enjoy the car. Grateful for that. But ultimately, should you buy this car? Well, if you are a Volkswagen enthusiast and you like those kind of cars, this is a real step back into what I've known them as. You know, that's really how I feel. And I've sort of been wondering in the past, like the differentiator between certain brand models, and you can kind of get your own DNA with this. And ultimately, it's quite nice to say, oh, I've got a VW. That's just how I feel. And you know what you're going to get now, whereas before it was questionable on some of the stuff. But genuinely, I'm not just saying it, it's better touching, feeling stuff. And this is the entry level car. You know, no leather seats, no extra trim. Yeah, that's where we're at. The thing I would say, size-wise, obviously it's big, but you might have a bigger family or a taller family. So don't think it's some sort of huge car. But equally, the footprint is better. I love these roads. I'm just swinging it around. And you do get a bit more of a connection. They seem to have worked a lot harder on just certain, like, getting steering feel and things right. Yeah, and I like it. I can 100% recommend it in the couple of hours I've sort of spent with it and sort of researching a bit around it and putting it through its paces as well, because I'm literally poking around and really just saying to you what I like about it. You know, I'll be completely transparent with you. I consider myself neurodivergent, and as a part of that, there's elements which I prefer buttons, physical. I prefer larger buttons because I can touch and feel. It gives me the confidence. Yes, they had it before, but now they've not only gone for it, they've really gone for it, and they've listened. And it just seems like everyone at the team seems passionate as well about it. Like, if you're going to work for a company, you know, be passionate. You know, the type of people who would work there for free, that's what I was saying to, like, the press contact. That's what it felt like. And yes, these roads are super smooth, so it's obviously going to be comfortable. And they are super smooth, and they are super fun. I mean, literally could be anywhere. Could be in south of France, basically, based on all this. On the bumpy stuff, and I mean horrendous stuff, this has been good. I felt really, really confident stepping in this car, more so than I have done. You know, I get the opportunity to drive a lot of cars on the channel, as you may have seen. Subscribe if you want to check out more. I'm a bit of more of a performance enthusiast, but yeah, this car feels enough poke. I wouldn't option for the lower power engine. I'd definitely go for the 150 PS. So the 150 PS eTSI and Canary Yellow in life, I'm happy. I'm not sitting here saying, go for the R-Line, go for the R-Line, go for the R-Line. Because frankly, you can save a good chunk of money. And in the real world, this is the real world with, you know, challenging roads, tractors ahead, bumpy bikes, can be stressful, can be overwhelming, can be really, really challenging. No, this is like great. I do not feel uncomfortable. I do not feel like this car is really not sporty in any sense and can't do anything that side. I feel, yeah, the wind noise is good. I noticed when I wound up and down the windows, actually, it goes quite high up. So I think that's probably a little bit of a trick that they've learned. And obviously the aero efficiency now, because with all the, like, the wind tunnels and the simulations and the testing that goes on. Oh man, you spend, what? This car, with all its options, RRP is about 37. The amount of engineering and the billions that go into these type of cars, I mean, yeah, it's a hell of a lot. It really, really is. And yeah, as everyone's sort of like moving around, I do want to park up this car actually in a nice location, because it'd be nice to sort of end it with a good little walk around. Should you buy the T-Roc? I think yes, I would say yes. Personally, you know, if you're looking at this video and you're thinking, oh, is the 2026 T-Roc good enough? Is it good enough for me? Does it offer enough? You know, we're in a lot of 20-mile-an-hour speed limits now, and I'm going to take it on a really bit of a challenging area in here, because I want to share with you a bit of the suspension and stuff. And also there's a gorgeous church. Be nice to kind of nice to end it right here, because the car's looking so good. I'll do a little spinaroo, because I think I don't know, I'm sort of in two minds if the rear or the front looks better. I can't believe the turning circle in this car. It's really good. Stick it into reverse, spin around in my T-Roc, my 2026. Let's get her parked up. I'm just gonna share with you what it's like to manoeuvre, because I think we're going to get a nice little ending walk around of this car. I think that would be really, really nice, as I spend ages sort of turning the car. But this is what it's like, you know, if you've got a car like this, and it's sort of like, what's it actually like to drive? What's it actually like to live with? What's it like to be with? I'm not paid by Volkswagen to give you my sort of impressions or opinion. I like the car, I like the brand, I like where they're going, I like their model range, I like the DNA of what they're doing. I really, really do. Really, really do. Let's go for that walk around and yeah, the final sort of summary. It's going to be sad to give back the car. Oh yeah, I wanted to put the water bottle there so you could actually hear it not rattling. It's quite good. Here it feels a bit more plasticky, but in there it doesn't. Check that out. I was like, oh, how do you open the door? Ta-da! How good's that? You get all the practicality in the world. What an amazing day and what an amazing colour. I feel super grateful and privileged to kind of share cars on the channel and to have the opportunity to drive a brand new 2026 T-Roc is super exciting. And as you can see, I've got some bug splats on it. It's subjective in terms of looks, in terms of like if you like it, but I like it. And I like the drive. I thought it was really, really good. And it doesn't really bother me too much that this isn't gloss black. If anything, it's just a bit more robust. You also get this kind of chrome bit at the bottom, which is quite nice. And plenty of bug spats, 2026 plate car. And then obviously it's a bit not gloss black there. It's on the 17-inch wheels, and you can see that massive raised sort of suspension. It's definitely a lot higher. But as a result, you get the travel. You don't then need dynamic chassis control. Again, down the side, you haven't got gloss black. So it's quite nice. You're never going to be curbing that. I mean, you're going to have to be doing something crazy. Look at the sidewall. And it doesn't look like bad. And I like how it's got like the gloss black roof as well, with the little like rivets, and obviously you can get a roof box on there. The chrome down the side, really, really nice for a life model. And obviously for your passengers, everything like shuts really well. It's all very simple, very nice and easy to use. Good touch materials, that's the key. Really good touch materials and great for the driver. I see what it looks like back there for your passengers. It's good, very, very simple, not complex. The tinted windows is a nice little option to go for on your life. Obviously on a day like today, again, you've got those small little like different openings. The seats not leather, but feel good. I liked them, Isofix. You've got the climate control USB-C ports there. Not too cramped. I've noticed that in the previous old model T-Roc, it looked a bit cramped. This one definitely does not. It's a good little view there. And in the boot, well, actually in the back, what do you think of the rear? I like the lights. So this is the option, the IQ lights, all the way across there in the eTSI. It doesn't have an exhaust, but you've got like, well, it's got the exhaust hidden under there. Parking sensors, the chrome alongside, all along the back, and the reversing camera as part of it. We have got a good day for this. A really, really good day for this. I can't stop smiling. And then when you open up the boot, I kind of shared with you it before. What more could you want? Fold it all down, get your bikes in, go out and enjoy your car. Enjoy your Volkswagen. These are great. These are just great. And again, really, really privileged and blessed to kind of spend my time with it. So for me, I can recommend the car. Let me know your thoughts in the comments on the new T-Roc. And yeah, if you have any further questions, I'll let you know, because I'm going to drive around in this car for a little bit longer actually. It's quite nice to drive around in it without the pressure of filming. So if you comment, I would have spent even more time with the car. So there might even be further reflections for me to share with you. That's going to be the plan. But I absolutely love this paint. What an option. Oh yeah, that's the little secret sauce. Can you see? I don't know if you can see it in the camera. I don't know if you're going to see it. I hope you can, but there's essentially a little Volkswagen car there, a little T-Roc. So it's part of their like secret sauce. That's how they kind of share it. But yeah, thank you so much for watching. What a day, what an amazing time in the UK we've got here. And that's the car. You know, I don't really know what more to kind of tell you. Hopefully it's been useful. But even like, listen to the door shuts. Everything just feels a lot more solid. A lot better. Really, really good. Really, really good. I can't be more happier. Yeah, I can't be more happier. I think the fact that I'm kind of out of stuff to say is a good sign. So yeah, the new 2026 T-Roc, should you buy it? Well, Sam says, yeah, I think you should. Do you want to buy it? Let me know your thoughts in the comments and we'll go from there.